Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. And this video is a collaboration with Charla from the Facebook group Ink and Memories. This is her birthday hop. As she's having her and 3 other creators create something from the same digital. And the digital we're using is Restless Fields Ephemera Pack by Luise Heinzl. And I'll show you that to you real quick. Because part of the giveaway that she has planned involves using this kit if you have a printer. If you don't have a printer, you can use butterflies, teals, and grunge to make something. And more about that is in the Facebook group Ink and Memories. But I want to start by making some background papers, and hopefully the background papers I make will also be available as a freebie in my shop, because I want to make sure that everybody has access to them, to anything that I use. Also, if you don't have a printer, I want to make sure that I show you how I make it so that you can go ahead and make it yourself. Because we do understand not everybody is on Facebook, and not everybody has a printer. And so, you know, we want to be considerate of all that. Everything will be down in the description box, the official rules and dates and everything. The hop starts today, March 1st, and goes through March 4th. And there's just like one video Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday there may be 2 videos from 2 different creators. But all the links will be below. And if you're wondering who Charla is... Remember the Ephemerember Inspiration Facebook group I would talk about quite a bit? That was Charla. She was the one that started that group, and now she has another group, Ink and Memories, that she has started. And she runs giveaways and whatnot. So her birthday's coming up. Her favorite color is teal, so I do have teal here to make sure I add that, because there's not a lot of teal in the kit itself. But I did want to make sure that I had some. I did not shake that quite enough. This is Agave by Paper Artsy. It's a chalk paint. Do I have my prayers? No, I have one. Oh, here's one. Okay. No, I do have them. Okay, good. Because, you know, why would I be prepared? That would just make sense. So, I've got some colors I want to use, and some of my stencils that I designed. So that I can, you know, use them as digitals. And also just like textures and stuff like that. But since this Restless Fields, I thought the wallflower stencil might be a fun stencil to use. So I will need some tissue for that, though. Okay. Well, I'll just use a piece of paper that we have laying around, because why not? Papers laying around work well too, right? So I picked my colors based on the colors that were in the kit. So I've got a raw umber, the teal, the agave, and the seafoam. Oh, and Prussian blue, because there's also like a dark blue in it. I think if I grab some tissue, I can get more of that out of the, just use that tissue right there, that's fine. Any tissue will do. Just, tissue helps you get down into the bits there. You don't have to use gel plate to make background pages. Okay, apparently we have a little string in here that's gonna be part of the texture. All right, put that back down. Let's see, I think I will add some of the teal, which is more of a liquidy, not quite as liquid as the, does it say that it's a fluid acrylic? It's not as smaller. Sometimes to get down into the, nope, that's not helping either. You need a small, there we go. You need a smaller brayer. Sometimes helps when you're trying to get down into the crevices of the stencil. So, yep. Alright, I was going to do another texture, but I think I'm just going to let this dry for a second, and then I'll pull it up with some cream, probably, just so that it's I don't want to go too crazy. And there is some texture in there. And there'll be some grunge. So, you see all that grunge that was left on the plate? All this dark stuff there? Yep, that'll be fun. Alright, let me let that dry for a minute and I'll be back. Alright, I think it might be just about dry enough. I found my Van Dyke Brown and grabbed out my turquoise phthalo fluid acrylic for a darker turquoise teal type color. And I'm picking this up with unbleached titanium. Generally, I'm not very good at remembering to tell you guys the colors and whatnot. But since this is going to have the word tutorial in it, I figured I better. Helps if it rolls. If it's ever like not rolling, just unstick it. It's fine. The brayers, occasionally some paint gets stuck up in there, in the, you know, up in the part that turns it. Not up, it's not. Won't say anything rude. All right, so there we go. That should be enough without being too totally much. And I'm just going to use this blank side of this. It should pretty much almost cover it all. I might have missed a little bit, but that's okay. All right, and I'm going to leave that on there for a few minutes. Don't worry, I already took a picture of that. I had made some pieces to use as digitals in another video, which I probably won't post because that one was also negative. That was the same day that the negativity video came out. And after a few days, I was fine. I wasn't quite so negative. Let's see. Now, where's water bottle? The water in there looks decent. Okay. Gotta be careful with these water bottles. Once I had a water bottle and it was just like, ew. It was gross. Alright, so I'm going to add some more paint than I need, but I'm going to use the paint like they're inks, basically. So I'm going to water this down, and then I'm just going to, mix it with the water and get it all smushy on there. And then I'm going to take my watercolor paper, which is just the Kenz watercolor, 140 pound, I think, and just kind of pick up that smushy paint like that. So that's one layer. And I didn't just bring one piece over, did I? I had the whole, of course. So here's the watercolor paper I'm using. I try to get it when it's on sale at Joann Fabrics or Walmart. I don't know if I've seen it at Walmart lately. Like, I don't know. Like, you used to be able to get it pretty cheap at Walmart, but now they just have like their own brands, I think. So just kind of smushing some paint on there and just seeing what we get. Let's see, that one is a little, if we can bring that down a little bit. I'm just gonna get some more of that back on the plate essentially and grab another piece because I still have more on here. More. And I'm spraying it first because it just flows a little bit better when you do that. That's the look I like, is for the paint and, you know, inks and whatnot to be flowy. I was hoping it wouldn't be quite that flowy, but that's okay because I'm gonna add, and then adding more water just loosens it up a little bit more and whatnot, and we'll see what we get. And the different layers you can see are all different dark, you know, darknesses. That's what's the word? This not viscosity, but I don't know all the words. Oh, and look, then that's what happens if you do it on the back side without adding water first, in case you're wondering. All right, I'm gonna dry these with a heat dryer, and I'll be right back to do another layer. I want to remind you that you should never point your heat gun at your gel plate. You will ruin your gel plate and cry. All right, the next layer I want to do is a little bit of the Prussian blue, but because it is opaque and dark, I only want like just a little bit. I don't want as much as I just had. I am going to water it down a little bit. Oh, it'll get some of the teal into it. That's okay too. My brayer that doesn't want to turn. That's way more than I wanted. So what I might do is take a different paper, just some random paper, and just pick some of that up just so there's not quite so much. And then I also want it to be separated a bit. That is not as dark blue as I wanted, so I may add I may have to do it without my brush being so... my brayer, oh my word. Alright, I want it to separate like it's doing, we call this crazing, where the paint separates on the plate like that. I kind of want it to do more over here too, because I just want some, and I didn't wet it this time. Oh, I got a little thicker than I want, but that's alright. But now we have like layers of color, so it's not all one color. So I'm still gonna have to add more of the Prussian blue, but that even might be in the in like splatter or something maybe. Okay. Or in stamping. I could add some stamping. Or I could add it like in the... I could always adjust colors when I get them on my iPad too. So, alright. And let's see what do we have left on here. We still have some stuff. So I think my tutorial is basically going to be on how to make backgrounds for your ephemera. And then I also will be, you know, making some ephemera using the ephemera kit and the backgrounds, while also having this available. Let's see, let's add some of the agave, which I really like. Now we'll just add another. You don't need a lot. Stop putting so much on there, Darcy. It's fine. You don't need so much. You're wetting it down and spreading it around. Spread the love. Get it mixed in with the water really well. So now we have a lighter color. And you don't have to have a gel plate to do this smushing part. Any kind of plastic, glass, anything like that will also work. I'm just kind of kissing the plate, just kind of getting it in places. So it's, and that one is like a matte chalk type paint. It's a chalk paint. So it's also going to be a little more opaque. So it doesn't show like a lot here, but it does show some. I don't know if you can see or not. My light is not the best. My curtains are only so thick. So, you know, you want to get a little bit of that on these too. Just kind of smush it around. So there's just like bits of it, which kind of adds a little bit of grunge. And I may kind of press them together just to get a little bit more. It's subtle. It's really subtle. But that color is definitely in the kit, so I wanted to make sure I had it. And what I might even do with this one, instead of watering it down, and I might do this on a few of them, I will take one of my circle-y things and just add them randomly here and there, hither and yon. They're in the same color family, so they should work together just fine. So that's gonna let that dry. That needs to dry. Everything needs to dry. Always with the drying. All right, let's add a little bit of this seafoam, which is very close to the sage blue, I think, that Trish was using, Trish Dewey, in her video that I watched. The two colors, I mentioned them in a previous video, were, yes, in the previous video I mentioned were, the two I really liked that she was using was the Celadon, which was kind of like a green, and the sage blue that was close to this seafoam. And they were made by Dick Blick. They were Dick Blick paints. So I like random circles like that are not perfect. They're a little grungy. Yeah, like that. That one was just, it was good. It's going to take forever to dry if I just leave it like that. So I'm just kind of taking that off a little bit. So that's what that one's looking like now. And what if I go ahead and add some circles with a different size circles this time? Where's my bigger circle thing? Oh, let's do this. This is one of my favorite things to use. And so I'll use that with the Prussian blue. Sorry if you can't see, but I've run out of places to do stuff. So, yeah, just grab stuff around your house to use for mark making. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just have fun, smush paint, add layers. That's basically what I do, especially if I'm making background papers and whatnot. I'm just adding layers and just trying stuff and see how it looks when we're done. So these will be a bright contrast to the very neutral pieces from Luise's shop, which, you know, sometimes you might want to go all neutral and sometimes you might want a little pop of brightness. And I will probably put these in the shop as full pages so that you can cut out the bits you like the best, you know what I mean? All right, let me get this. I think I just want to do some splatters now. I'm thinking. What kind of splatters? I don't know. But we just need some watered down paint. This is a cream color. It's not watered down enough. You want it pretty. And you want to use a smaller brush than this. But we're going to see. I think I'm going to get a little bit bigger splatters than usual, but that's alright. Oh, that was too wet and too giant splatters. We're going for giant splatters now, apparently. That's just what we're doing. Alright, I'll let those dry. They're going to take a while to dry. I got them very wet. They're very, very wet. Let's see. Let's try a smaller brush this time, because that's the smart thing to do. Oh my goodness. I'm the only one that uses giant brushes to splatter, because I'm the only one that's that crazy. Apparently. Alright, and then, so if you just take something hard to splatter on with you, then you don't have to hurt your finger doing it. See, you get much smaller splatters with a smaller brush. A lot of people use a fan brush. You don't have to have a special fan brush to do splatters. Any brush will give you splatters. Just try different brushes to see the effect, you know, what the effect is that you like the best. And I'm doing the titanium buff splatters because that will go with the ephemera pieces better, the kit. I need a little bit more, don't I? And then I'll probably also do some, oh, actually I don't have any blue in here yet, do I? All right, let me do a little bit more of the cream splatters. I just need a tiny bit. I don't need that much. Mix that with the water. A little bit more. And then I'll do some Van Dyke Brown splatter. Goodness, can't keep track of anything, can I? Some people like splatters, some people don't. Just be warned, if you do splatters, even if you were to use like a splatter box, I do have a splatter box. I could totally use it. I also sometimes turn the paper around so they go in different directions. But it's kind of a pain to get out. And the paint will, it'll clean off my iPad eventually. It's just little splatters all over my iPad. Oh no, I was going to do the Van Dyke Brown. The Van Dyke Brown has like it's brown and has like a little bit of a blueness to it, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully. Oh, do want to add a little bit. It's fluid, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't have blue in it, but so you could just tap it with your finger. Now, the outside edges, I probably am going to cut off when I put this as a digital anyway. I'm going to just take the best bits of the page. We'll see what actually ends up in the digital. And then I'll go take a break and go get these all uploaded and printed so I can use the printables and have them in my Ko-fi shop available for you. And I'll have that link listed below as well, because I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun to have something for everybody? It's kind of like a, oh shoot, party favor for Charla's birthday, a free digital. So, and also the reason that I chose to do a digital for my giveaway is so that it could be an international, you know, anybody could win that. And some of the prizes could be US only or UK only. We'll be sure to link that as well. But there are some good prizes, and all the vouchers and whatnot will be, it's just too much right there. Sometimes if you get it soon enough, it's fine, but you know, now it's just a grungy blotch. And what we'll do is we'll do another one as a grungy blotch, because then it will look on purpose. So there's another grungy blotch, and then we'll do another grungy blotch down here, little off-white grungy blotch. Because if you make a mistake on something, all you gotta do is do it again. And then it will look more on purpose. So I'm gonna let these dry and then get them up in my shop and print them for me to use. So I will be back after these messages. I'll be right back. There are no messages. I don't put mid-roll ads. I'll be back. Back sooner than I thought, because, you know, I figured you're going to want to see me pull this, because that's part of the fun, and this is hopefully going to come out good enough to be used. Come on, come on, come on, give us something good. Give me something good. There might be too much grunge on it, we'll see. But it's definitely got some grunge. And there's no purple in the kit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo this whole thing without the grunge. So you saw how I did it. So I'm just going to do the same exact thing, but without the grunge. Okay, so I did go ahead and save just these plain ones, because I knew some of you would probably be upset if I didn't do that. So these will be part of the freebie. These are just, you know, kind of how it turned out when I made them originally. And this is when I did stuff to them. So these will also be part of the freebie. Just added some backgrounds, kind of made some overlays, using like this sleeve stencil. It's a homemade stencil that I have that I made. And this one has a little bit of orange in it. There's no orange in the thing, but that's all right. I mean, just cut out the other parts that don't have the orange if you or use it for something else. And then this one is a much lighter one. It could even be written on if you wanted to use it as a page in a journal, or on the as background on your tags and ephemera and whatnot. But I really like how that one came out too. You can see that the overlay that I used, I'm not sure which one it was. It was one of them, but I kind of did it as a light, soft light overlay or something like that. So it's definitely not as bright. And then I think I did this as like, I don't know, picked up some of the color of what the overlay was for these little damasks, which are also stencils. I don't have the stencils that small, but, you know, I'll probably use them in future digitals. But that's a damask that I created. So the important thing is when you do make digitals, you want to make sure that you own the rights to be able to share them digitally. I have one more that's printing, but I needed to get moving on this video, make some ephemera. So I've got some cardstock here. Doesn't matter that it has a little bit of ink on it, because it's going to get covered. And then you'll notice that I don't always use, where did it go? I don't always use things the way that they come. Like these were pockets, and I cut off the tops, and these were tags. I cut off the tops to just make them rectangles. Use my deckled edge ruler to do a lot of things. Oh, these were the tops of the pockets. That's what I was trying to show you. And then some of these pieces here, I used deckled edge ruler to cut them out. They originally come in this shape. I did keep a couple this shape. But most of the ones that were shaped like this, I've cut down smaller to use as, like, this will be a focal point. I'm not totally sure what I'm doing yet, but I think I'll start out with figuring out some sizes of some ephemera. So I'll make maybe 2 tags, 2 journal cards, and 2 pockets. Does that sound good? So for tags, for journal cards, I'm gonna do, well, just cut that, didn't I? I'm gonna do 4 by 6 for journal cards. Let's just get this figured out here. There we go. So that's 6, and then I'll cut 4, and 4. So I'm going to do 2 4x6 inches. I do inches. They tried to do the other stuff when I was in middle school. Let's see, which school was it? Was it the junior high? No, it was 6th grade, because it was still at my elementary school. And that was, we still had elementary school was still 6th grade. Let's see, these are going, I'm going to make, how tall is this? Oh my goodness. This is 5 inches. I'm going to do 5 by 3, a couple tags that size maybe. Or that could be the pockets, we'll see. 5 by 3. And then we end up with one more piece, which is 2.5. Alright, so that's one piece of 8.5 by 11. And then the other half, I'm going to cut this, let's see. I'm going to fold it up because I don't feel like getting up my other. And I'm going to cut this at 4.5. Should make them both, no 4 1/4 would have made them, so one's 4.5 and one is 4, I think is what I ended up with, which is fine. It's fine, everything's fine. And then I want to fold this down at the top. Measurements are not important, but if they are to you, I would say that's about 1.5 inches. About 1.5 inches. And then this is about 3 inches. So if you are into measurements, that's, so this is 11 inch tall piece of paper, 3 inches, about 1.5. So same here, this one's actually will be 4.5 inches wide, 11 inches tall, so that's about 3, and that is about 1.5 to 2. It's a little bit shorter, might be 2. It's not that big a deal. So now I think I will use one of these to cover the back of this because it's larger, and some of the edges will show. So let me go ahead and grab one of the, oh actually I'm gonna put one of these as the background. So I tried to make sure I got some brown in some of these as well. And sometimes that doesn't need to go all the way down, so I'm just going to glue that on there. Oops, is this glue any good? Because I've had it uncovered down there. Like I said, I don't measure. I'm not a measuring kind of person. And just gonna put this here. Would have been good if I hadn't put the glue down quite so far. It's alright, we'll just make sure that it doesn't make the pocket stick when we put it up. And then just trim this off, because then I don't have to worry about fitting it perfectly if I cut it afterwards. And let's see, now I'll go ahead and do that separate, because then it won't be as bulky around the top either. Alright, and then the back. This is not gonna show. It's gonna be behind the page. So I'm gonna leave it blank because somebody might want to use it as a journaling spot, which is good. And I'll just add some on this as well. And the reason there's so much teal, I think I mentioned that Charla, her favorite color is teal. Since this is her birthday hop, I decided to make sure we added some teal in here. And then also she'll be able to go and get this digital for herself as well. And I think she'll be pretty excited about that. Happy birthday, Charla. If you watch Gail Augustinelli, you've actually seen her make these. One of these is going to be done a little bit differently because I am going to put the what is it called? Paper clip, the hidden paper clip in the back. And then one of them I will show you how I do the little notepad in the back. That'll probably be the less wide one. Alright, something on the front here. Let me see. Is this by any chance? Yep, I can. cut off that one butterfly. And I'm going to make this a little bit shorter on the sides so that more of the background paper will show when I put it on there. Yeah, I tend to not use kits and whatnot the way they're sold. I like to put my own twist on it. But you'll notice if you watch Luise Heinzl and Barbara 49 Dragonflies, you know that they also do that. In fact, they've had some videos where they're like, hey, here's how you can make a digital more your style and, you know, change it up a bit. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Same or not? Same or different? Ooh, we'll do this one. It's a little bit different, but it's more gray than brown, but for this one, ooh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So, just like before, I'm just going to glue it on this pocket here. Try not to go off the pocket so that I can, there we go. And I want that grungy brown part there for sure. And then I'm going to pause for a second and click the other piece that's in the printer. Here's the final piece. It's similar to this but different. It's just darker. So I know you're probably like, well, why'd you do both? I just did. This has more greeny brown. This has more greeny teal, green, like a brighter green. They're different enough for me. Let's put it that way. Okay, I do want to put a thumb notch in there. I like a wide thumb notch, but this one doesn't always work real great. So especially with wet glue, we're taking a chance here. And then I tend to look at the back side because I can get a little bit more. I'm not gonna, there we go. Yay, it worked that time. If I did it on this side, some of the pattern might affect how I see the evenness of the things. That's all that was about. Alright, and I'm going to put this on the pocket. This is a very dark and grungy pocket now, but it's alright. I can brighten the back up with something if I want to, but there's going to be a tag going in there, or a journal card going in there, so I don't think I planned that much ahead to be able to get the right size of things. I'll leave it plain for now. Oh, and then of course, you know, glue your sides of your pocket so it'll stay closed. That's always helpful. There we go, got that. Okay, so next, for this next part, you're going to need a paper clip. It could be a big one or a small one. It doesn't really matter. And then you're going to need a piece of paper about the same width. Actually, a little bit shorter because you don't want it to come over too much. And then a little shorter as well, which is actually going to be, that would be halfway. And that would be, so I'm going to make it so twice as tall as this flap minus a quarter inch or so, and then about a 1/4 inch less wide than that is what I'm looking for. And you want cardstock, or if you just use plain paper, what is probably going to happen is you will, I mean, it might get stuck on the paper clip when you're trying to put it in and out is the problem. So that's why you want cardstock, because it's going to be a hidden paper clip. You're not going to see the paper clip. The paper becomes your paper clip, kind of, sort of. This, yep, that went that way. So just fold that in half. So hidden paper clip just means this is the paper clip that's holding this on, and it's going to go up in here. And we're going to glue it in, and it's this middle part of the paper here that is now the part that clips onto the paper. So you want to glue this in really well. You don't want to use a glue stick. You want to use your tacky glue, your art glitter glue, your Fabri-Tac, a really good strong glue. And you want to do the one side of the outside here and put some on the paper clip itself too. And then make sure the open part is at the bottom, and then just kind of tuck that up in there. Make sure this folds down. That needs to come down just a little bit. Now if you wanted to, you could even put a little hole in the top and have your paper clip stick up a little bit, and you can put a charm on there. Alright, so that's glued down on that side, and then you want to glue it down on this side. You want it all the way pretty much to the edge. I mean, you don't want it to come out from the edge, but you do want the paper to be securely on. Kind of push that around a little bit, get the glue all around it. You do want the paper, you want the paper that the paper clip is on to be so solidly on the paper that you're adding it to, so that you then have your clip, which is between the paper. So that means if you're putting it on lace or something like that, the paper clip shouldn't get stuck. That's why it's hidden. Also makes it so it doesn't snag on stuff, the paper clip itself. So that is how you do just a hidden paper clip, and now it will go on a journal page. Just click over like that, and then you can tuck something up on that side, put something in the pocket on this side. So that's one pocket. The other pocket, which is similar, I'm going to still cover it and everything like I just did. I think we'll use this one this time. Let's see, I just need to be below the pocket. I just want my paper to go at least down to where I'm going to be doing my thumb notch. That's the only important part as far as. Okay, there we go. Get glue everywhere, that's fun. So I hope everybody is doing well. I know I have my regular subscribers watching, and I'm sure I have some new people watching from the Ink and Memories group. A lot of people from the Ink and Memories group are already watching me because they originally were in a lot of them, not all of them, but originally in the Defemember Inspiration group, which was started by Charla. I think I mentioned that at the beginning, but it's been so much time now that I'm not totally sure. But I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to do a piece of this here too. I think I need to trim that just a little bit more. You just want to be careful that you don't cut the fold when you're trimming that off, that's all. I want the good grungy bit on there. And of course, you could add, you could do anything. Add whatever paper, if you have scrapbook paper that you like, that goes with the kit, you could use that as background for your ephemera. Or you can just glue it on as it is, or print it on. You can even just print it on cardstock, and that would save you some steps. But I didn't do that. I just did it this way. All right, let's take that. It's different. I don't mind having something that's a little bit different. Yeah, I think that will work. Because I'm going to be putting something over it anyway, something from the kit. Got to remember to use the kit. Yeah, the way I got around using my own backgrounds was to share them with you guys, because I like to try to make sure you have available what I'm using as well. And that was how I did it. Plus, who doesn't like a nice freebie? And like I said, if you don't have a printer, I showed you how to do it. So I encourage you to make your own backgrounds and just have fun with paints and inks and whatnot. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna let that dry a minute. So this time when I do the paper clip, I'm gonna do it a little bit different. I'm still going to, yeah, that's good. All right. I'm still gonna make it the same size, which is double, about 1/4 inch less the width, and let's see, about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, double the height minus 1/4 inch or so. All right, so I'm gonna cut it there. Not looking for perfection. That's why if I cut it a little bit smaller, I don't have to worry about it sticking out. That's the main reason. All right, so doing that again. Putting the paper clip on there again. That paper clip's going to come out too far. That's okay. I'll just use a small one. That'll work too. Actually, I might put 2 small ones because I'm putting paper, like a little, I'm making this into a little pad of paper. And so I'm going to glue this to the back like I did before. Alright, let's hope I'm remembering to do this the right way. The very first time I did this, I messed up. But I figured it out and was able to, you know, take it apart and put it back together the right way. Because you want the paper to show on the back side, and so that's just all. So you want to make sure that these paper clips are on the back layer here. So putting that down first. And now I'm going to make a little pad of paper to go in here. Where's that? Might even just make it like some of these pieces that can be used in the journal itself. I really like this. This is going to be my front page maybe. And if I knew where my regular ruler was, I would use that. But since I don't at the moment, I'm just going to use my deckled. Oh, actually, I can just use a metal ruler. There we go. So I'm going to make it just short of the width of this, and I'm going to put this down. And the length doesn't matter because as long as it's shorter than the page you're putting it on, it'll be fine. So I'll figure all that out in a minute. So that can go on there. Let's see. I'm going to take off this edge here because I don't know. The one I printed did that. I'm hoping the ones that I put on Kofi don't do that. But that's alright. Alright. And then this will give whoever gets these a chance to play with some of the papers. Especially if they don't have a printer or something. Alright. And go ahead and do this one. That one's going to be a little crooked, but that's okay. And maybe even some coffee dyed paper, maybe? I don't feel like going to look for it. Sometimes our reasoning doesn't make any sense. I don't want that ruler. Stop picking up that ruler, lady. How wide? How deep and how wide? Oh my goodness. Here about there. Give or take. Alright, if I line that top part of the ruler up, it'll make it a little bit straighter. Alright. So now I have some bits to put in here. Let's see. If I want one more. Might want one more. Oh, maybe a piece of this. I'm going to do this way. You can see the bottom better. Line that up. There we go. So now, I want that pretty one. Oh, that makes them all a bit on the dark side. That's alright. Those are similar, so we'll switch those. So now I have my little bits of paper, and you can just take your stapler. It does not have to be a Tim Holtz tiny attacher. It can just be a stapler. And if you don't have a stapler, you could probably just fold, it'll make it more bulky, but you can just fold the top over and glue it down. But I do have a stapler, so I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to glue this part here. I'm going to glue to the back of the notepad. Just that top part where the what are these called? Paper clips are. Words are hard. So the back side, I'm just going to stick it right there. And then I'll be able to glue this down here. But first, I'm thinking I want to add a couple of these little banners. Because I'm always thinking banners would be cute there. So, where are the other banners? It's a banner day here. There's like 4 banners. Where'd they go? Come on. I know they were in here. I cut them. I know I cut them. Let's put it that way. And then we also have these strips from the other bit. Oh, here's one. Alright, I like that one because it's got similar colors. Just want to make sure when you have that folded over it doesn't get too bulky. And I want more than, oh, I could turn this one into a banner. Or I could just have it on there like that even. Alright, so these, I'm going to glue the top right here. I'm going to glue the top of these pieces of paper here. And I might all the way down where the staples are so that stays on good, hopefully. And then put this back down, hold it down, let it dry. So now when you put this on a journal page, oh, hold on, let me rip off some of the bits on the bottom. Oh, that was not straight even at all, was it? Nope. I want it at least a little bit straight. All right, I'm gonna line this one up with the bottom of the, well, sort of, it'll be a little shorter. Because what will happen is I'll do them all a little bit longer so you can see them all. Because why not? There you go. And then we have little, see that you can see them all. Oh, and also, so the paper clip is in the back there. And this will go on a journal page like that. So you have a little pad of paper on the back and a pocket on the front, and that is how you do that pocket / notebook thingamajig. Alright, let's go ahead, and that is just not even a little bit straight across, is it? Maybe fix that so it's not so, it's weird as I even did that off camera so that it would be, I'll go a little bit lower than that. This is a dangerous one. I tried somebody said try dropping it, and I did that a couple times. Didn't quite work. Oh, and if you want to edge, if you want to ink, I mean, they're pretty dark already, but, you know, you kind of, but the white cardstock shows through, so that's why I would want to ink it. I didn't do the other one. That's all right. It's not that big a deal. But if you do, you want to kind of do that before you glue it up there. And then on the front here, we can put what? We can cut this down. That might be nice. Wait, I do want my decorated ruler for this. Of course, it's going to disappear when I actually want it. It's only showing up when I don't want it. But then I put it in isolation because it kept getting in my way. Take about that much off that side and that side. This is cool. It's got like a little diagram of a wing. Got like that in the background, just a little bit of diagrammy type stuff. All right, I need to take off a little bit more. I'll take off the words. It just says animal. There we go. And yep, that'll be pretty. Now, this has a very, even though it does have the things in the back, it is pretty, what's the word that I want? It's pretty white. I don't mind the white. The white brightens it up nicely, but what I think I'm going to do is add a little bit of stamping. Right now I'm looking for my freaking glue. Just throw things and they disappear. And they can be right in front of me and I won't see them. All right, put that there and you'll be able to find it. Also put your cover on your glue so that it doesn't dry out and you'll be able to find that. All right, so that one is done, except for I wanted to do some stamping, right? So use whatever stamps you have that you like. I actually might see if I can use, I don't know if I can use this with ink or not. So this is ground espresso, even though it looks like coffee. And this isn't even a stamp, it's just, oh, and if I had done this beforehand, it would have been a little bit easier, but. So I'm going to try to get it on that corner there and that corner there, and we did get a little bit. Now we want to get some on the top maybe. I don't necessarily want it on the butterfly though. There we go. So that just gave it a little bit of something, and that's just using the mesh from the craft store. that's in the counted cross stitch needlepoint section, embroidery section kind of a deal. So that's 2 pockets. And we've got some tags. Like I said, the front, I got some grunge on these, didn't really matter, they're going to get covered anyway. All right, this one is one of my favorites. I definitely want to put that on there. All right, I'm going to cover the bases of my tags with paper that I've got. Oh, this video is already getting really long, so I'm just going to pause and do that real fast. Okay, so I did this one, a little bit of a collage, and this one I just did a background, and this one I used a piece from the kit as a background, and this one I did as a background. And then now that I've done that, I'm like, wasn't there one more? Might be. Alright, let's go ahead and collage this one maybe. And so I'm just going to put that on there. Where did my... There it is. It's right here in front of my face. Alright, so I thought I'd go ahead and collage one for you, I guess. That's maybe why I hadn't got that on there. Who knows? Alright, and I think I'll put this one, actually, do I have little bits I can put in the corners here? Well, or that can actually just go right there. Right there, right there. Nope. And I did not. I'm going to end up having to back mine anyway because I didn't glue the stuff on the side that was messy. I'm not always the smartest crayon in the box, you know? No, I don't want that. What do I want? Oh, see this I actually want for, I think that collage one. I thought I had a big one like that. Yeah, I think I want to put that one on there. It's got this green, which is here. Ooh, the pinky purple. See, there was some pinky purple. I think I saved that one. I don't remember. But yeah, who knew? I could bring some more of that out by using a color that is similar. I think this plum might just be a darker version of it. So I'm going to take my plum and I'm just going to take one of my text stamps. You can use whatever you like. This is just going to be a little bit easier to do. Before I put it, I'm just going to do that corner and down to that corner. I'm trying to avoid the butterfly. And that corner and that corner a little bit. So we've got the words around there. And then also I'm going to just put some on this part of the card as well. Just that way there's a little cohesiveness maybe. Let's see, it's still really, I don't want to get it on the butterfly necessarily though. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. If it's really, no, not that, well, we'll just grunge it up a little bit. There we go. It's just so white. It's okay to have white. I don't know what my problem is. So I'm just going to place that. I might even place it that direction because I think there was another piece that I could use on here. Where was it? I mean, there's lots of pieces. Could add another butterfly even, or what? And then, you know, all these butterflies, you could use them on a tag like that, or you could cut them off and use them elsewhere. Oh, here's the other banner pieces. Those look like, I guess they're antennae. They kind of look like worms. It's a little bit weird. I'm thinking, I can't cut that straight. I don't know why. I'm going to try. I don't know about you guys, but I can't cut straight to save my life. I just want to make this shorter. And hope, whoops, and hope that it's straight. I can't even. And then re-ink that again. I don't know, anybody else is haphazard when they create things. Alright, if I put that over far enough. Yeah, I don't hate that. I think I'm going to put that on like that. Or you could use a label too, if you've got labels, which I do have labels. I'm just trying to be sure and use stuff that you guys will also have. That's all. And stick that down there. And it's okay to have 2 pictures on one journal card. It's okay. You do it. You do you, boo. You do whatever it is that makes you happy. And it's okay, even if there's a little triangle going across the butterfly. That's okay. So now that one, I just want to give it some corners. I think I want to do the smaller one. Yeah, I think so. Maybe, oh, crumbs. Guess what? That's on me. I went in too far, so we're going to do the 1/2-inch corner rounder now. That's what you do. If you make a mistake, you just go with it. Sometimes you just go with it. And you can add more stamping, stenciling, whatever to make it more you as well. So there's that one. And then this one has the butterflies as the background, and then we could do like this in the foreground, and maybe even a piece of this back here as well. Maybe. Let's try this one. This might not be the piece we want. Or you could do a piece of book page would work as well. I was working on this. Well, my word. I must annoy you guys so much. Just saying. I realize, I am aware of how I am. Alright, that's not bad either. That's kind of like a thing on thing. I think I want some book page, actually. You should have book page. People have book page. Book page is a thing people have. I just took out 2 pieces, but that's alright. Just whatever book page you have. Doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't even have to be vintage, really. I mean, it is nice if it is. If it's got some nice, good color on it. This was one I got out of the free bin. Also, I don't want it quite that big. I do have some antique pages, and then I could put those, yeah, anyway. I have some butterfly pages, which would actually be kind of nice, but I'm could just even do that. And we have some butterflies in the background and whatnot. See, there's a nice neutrally one. Ooh! Nice neutrally piece to use. Alright, gluing that on something that I already had glue on was not my smartest. Alright, if we do that, then that butterfly will show a little bit too. Oh, I have a thing with, I like my words to be straight. That's alright. And I could even bring in some brown. No, I already have words. I don't want to use words. If I use something, it's going to be, let's see, maybe even just a stamp or something that like everybody would have is what I'm trying to find. Or if you don't have the stamp, you could even use like, so I'm trying to do things so that everybody has them. So let me find a scraper gift card type dealio, which actually I keep extras right in here so that I don't have to look for them. Alright, and this is a way to add a little bit of grunge too, just kind of add some lines. There's a lot of paint on this one. So it doesn't want to give me nice, smooth, clean lines. Just kind of can go both ways if you want to. Kind of make it look like some kind of a grid. But you can see it just kind of adds a little bit of grunginess too, because they're not perfect lines. You don't have to even have them perfectly straight. Or you could even just add them like on the edges if you wanted to. So it's just a gift card, credit card kind of a deal. And adding grungy marks. So that's another thing you can do. And then do I want to put this or do I want to put this? That will stand out more if I just do the butterfly. I cut off their antennae because they're just too hard to cut around. They're just much. My words are not straight. That's gonna, all right, so what I'm gonna do, because I like my words to be straight, but I'm weird like that, I'm probably gonna cut this down just a little bit so that my words are straight. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be all that crazy about it. I'm just a crazy person like that. It won't, sometimes it won't bother me and sometimes it will. It depends on the day. And now all my lines will be crooked. So, you know. So now it's smaller. It's definitely smaller. And then you can, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Why is my fan doing that? Yep, my fan is giving me issues. All right. And then you can just, which was that one? That was this one, right? Go ahead and trim your, you don't have to have one of these. You can just use scissors. I'll show you on the other one how to do that. All right, and then I want to ink my edges, make it nice and grungy. It's always going to be something. Things aren't always going to be perfect, and it's okay. Still, it's not, whatever I did didn't really help it, as you can see. So, trying to help things, not always. All right, so we have, this can actually go in here. All right, we need something for that pocket. All right, so we're finishing this is what we're doing. Oh, and this one's done. Will that fit in here? Almost fits in there. Yeah, we'll stick it under here. All right, and we're gonna finish this piece right here, aren't we? Yeah, we are. All right. There, just put that right there like that. Ink my edges and glue it down. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you will check out the other, I'm not done yet, I'm just talking like I'm done. Just reminding you to check out the other creators who are making videos, and to go check out Ink and Memories on Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook and you want to be considered for the drawings, just make sure you say in your comment on the YouTubes that that you don't do Facebook, and then hopefully we will get you in a drawing just the same, because I mean we're doing it on YouTube, so we would, the point of the hop and the giveaway is to bring more people into the group. However, it's also to bring attention to the new creators, because a couple of the I like the darker colors at the bottom. That's all. It just makes more sense in my, it grounds it. There's no rule about it though. You can have it at the top. It's perfectly fine. Yeah. I actually kind of like that. Alright, so the words go this way and he goes that way, but that's okay. He can still go on here just fine. So yeah, so that could go either way. It could go either the direction of the bug, which I think is like a death head moth, or the direction of the letter. But it's got the colors that are down there, which I love. And then I could go ahead and just make a tab for the top using the same paper that I used here. Just use my whale tail. You don't have to use your whale tail. If you don't have one, you could just cut a rectangle or a circle. And if you look, there are videos that show people how to do tabs. I don't always go matchy-matchy, but, you know, sometimes. It's not a bad thing. So yeah. Whoops. Get a little tab on the top. I'm not a big, fluffy, lacy top kind of a person, but you could always add some lace fibers and whatnot to your pieces. Alright, so that one's done, and that one to go in there nicely. And we have this one right here. keep wanting to do something like that, or what else do we have? That one's blue. So a lot of these are like in the blue. They don't have a lot of teal in them, so they didn't really get used as much. They will get used in my future because, you know, that's the thing for me. I like here's this one. Here it is. This one is the one that is definitely, put your ruler the right side up. It's super helpful if you want to be able to use it. Let's see if I want to use this or not. I could cut it out more even, or I could just kind of do it like that. I could put like that. Let's see. I have other pieces in here, don't I? Let's see, where's all my, there we go. Ooh, him, he might be kind of cool. He'd have to have his edges cut off a little bit. And then, that could be like a little tuck spot even. Put another smaller tag in there. Will that fit? To do a smaller tag? I think so. If I can put that around the edge, even better, because then I'd have the whole, let's try it. I don't have much to work with. Oh, but that's okay. Because what I can do is make this card just slightly more narrow to be able to fit that. So now I'm going to turn, it was 3 inches, now it's going to be 2 3/4 inches, so that I can put this like this as like a little belly band. So I'm just going to glue here. Try to get it straight would be nice. And glue here. And fold this over. The paper I used to print on is 24 pound. And the reason I'm able to get borderless on my printer, I have a HP Envy, is I tell it that it's premium paper. Even if it's not, I just tell it it's premium paper, because that's the only way you can get borderless, is if you're using, or at least tell it that you're using premium or presentation paper. And then it'll print borderless for you. And I just print normal. I don't do like extra best or anything. I just print normal. And that's actually cute. I think that's cute. And now we can just back one of these to stick down in there. One of the tags from, do I want something taller? Will that, let's see. Ooh, that can be on something. Do I have, all right, let's just fussy cut that out real quick. And I think I'm going to put it on the back. So you don't have to keep things as they are. Even though they are super pretty, you can print things out more than once too. So, you know, you do you. I'll pause to cut this up. You don't need to watch that. So there's that on the back of that. And what do we still have left? We're finishing something to put in here, right? And people walking loud upstairs. Let's see. Some of these won't fit in there, will they? Nope. Not like that, they won't. But I could just cut it down a little bit and it will. And what about height? I do want it to be a little shorter. Alright, see, this is, must have done it uneven on both sides. That's why I don't have. Alright. But I want my corners to be the same, so I'm going to fold that. I'm not going to crease it. I'm just folding it enough so that I can get the same corners for the tag part of it. And some of the blue still showing on there. You could add some stamping. See, I might even add like some numbers and stuff from my Tim Holtz things just to add a little bit something. All right, I'm going to stick this on cardstock and be right back. Okay, so I just clipped the edges there, and now we have a little belly band. And let's see, I mean, there's more pieces. We have some pieces left over. I didn't use every piece. That's okay. Maybe one of the other gals will. I don't know. And I use that more as a background. So, what did we end up with? We've got a tag with a tag, using this piece as a little belly band. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we have a pocket, and here's another tag. And we could put both those tags, oh yeah, we could put both those tags in that pocket if we wanted. And that goes over a page, and we have the little notepad, and this is also a paper clip. And then we have this tag, using pieces from the kit plus some of the backgrounds I did, and that front. And this is a paper clip that goes over a page. And we have this journal card, which could even be tucked up in there behind the page of the journal card. Is that everything? Am I missing it? See, I always end up like finding stuff after. And then also, those backgrounds will be in my Ko-fi shop. All the links will be below for the Facebook group. The other creators, once their videos are up, I will add their links to their videos. So they might not be there yet, but they will be over time. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you have a delightful day. Love you.